May soon be taxed to drive. There are proposals in both states that have a tracking device installed in cars. The point is to tax the driver per mile to help pay for road repairs. But is this a costly invasion of privacy?
Yes, but don't ask me. Let's talk to the president of Less Government, Seton Motley. Good morning to you, Seton.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Yeah, this is exactly what we all want. We want to have a GPS so that the government can know how far we've driven, so that they can tax us a dime a mile or something like that. And this is a gigantic invasion of privacy, isn't it?
Well, yes. I mean, California is the state that wanted to put a meter in your home that was monitored by the state. And if you use too much heat or too much air conditioning, they could shut it off remotely from Sacramento.
Oh, good.
So, you know, would you be driving down the highway at 60 miles an hour and then all of a sudden your car shut off because you've reached your maximum mileage quota?
Well,
yes,
see,
this is...
let me tell you their side of the story, and they say that this is all about fairness. Why should somebody who drives 1 mile per week have to pay the same? Here's their statement. It really is an issue of fairness. If you're charged by the mile, everybody contributes something towards that system. Then here is the Metro Transportation Committee in San Francisco. We're not interested in where they go. We're only interested in the amount they travel. So what about fairness? If you're not much of a driver, why should you have to pay the same?
Because, well, look, Bill Gates gets one vote, so do I. Why does he pay more taxes than I do? At the end of the day, the government, we need transparency from government, not transparency to government. The reason people like us want tax reform is so that the government knows less about our businesses, less about our financial transactions, not to evade, not to do illegal activities, but just because the government doesn't need to know every deduction I have in my business every year. So when the government wants to tax you per mile, it's a patently absurd invasion of your privacy. Additionally, you want the cost of everything to go up?
Yeah.
Start taxing long-haul truckers per mile.
Yeah, good luck with that. It's like, okay, so, if we're going to become an a la carte society where, oh, you drove this many miles, you're going to have to pay us this much. You went to the library, you're going to have to pay us.
It's sort of a consumption tax.
It kind of, but see, already drivers are paying more in the form of gas tax.
Yeah, well, yes, and the argument they make, the other argument they make is, well, we've had better fuel mileage, so we're getting less in taxes. Two things. One, we have better fuel mileage, because it would have happened anyway, but it's happened at the point of a government gun. So they can't, it's like the government ordering you to bang on a drum and then issuing you a fine for noise violation. Secondly, we have a lot more Americans who own a lot more cars and are driving a lot more. I would argue, I haven't run the numbers, but I would argue that the additional number of drivers paying the lower, or the already exorbitant gas tax rate are making up for the fact that the fuel mileage has gotten a little better.
But then who is supposed to pay for the decrepit bridges
and
roads?
Well, no, here's the thing. We already pay plenty of money. The problem is the government spends it terribly. We always operate from this assumption that the government's spending every penny wisely and all it needs is more money. Let's first, rather than looking for new revenue streams, let's examine the government and see where we can cut waste, fraud, abuse, and just stupid programs. And they already generate enough revenue. What they need to do is spend it better.
Yeah. Seton, how far do you live from the studio?
I drove about 11, 12 miles each way.
Okay, I want you to send $1.20 to the D.C. government, okay? Just to be square.
Well, wait a minute. If it weren't Sunday, I'd be paying $4 an hour to park at the meter.
Yeah, that's
you're
exactly
right.
right.
Actually, just send it to Steve. That's what he's hoping for.
This is a tax on having a job.
Well put.
Seton Motley, thanks so much for coming in. We appreciate it.